Hey everyone out there in the land of YouTube, this is Annette Dion. I'm the host and founder of the Psychic News Network, and today is Monday, August 1st, 2022, believe it or not. Welcome. I'm glad that you're here. We all need to bond together. We all need to be with one another and know that we're all in this together and know that we're going to get through these dark times. I have been overwhelmed by all the news that's going on, both on the home front and the world front. I guess we could report the good news that Osama bin Laden's right-hand man has been taken out by a United States drone. It makes you wonder, why couldn't we have done that instead of 20 years of a war? Anyway, we won't get into all that. But I'll just say that war is big business, and I'll just leave it at that. Ayman al-Zawahiri, gone, taken out. Joe Biden was at the White House with his second bout of COVID. He sounds a little stuffy. We are still dealing with COVID. We are just still dealing with so much. And these midterms coming up are... Excuse me, I have hair in my mouth. These midterms coming up, I still have hair in my mouth. Sorry, it's been a really weird day. Have everybody on edge because it's very hard. Let's just all talk about it. To be in America and to have people really voraciously claiming, is that a word? I might have just made up a word. Believing with just so much conviction that our elections are not safe. And that has never been the case until Donald J. Trump started to lie to the American people and tell them that elections aren't safe. And now all these others are following suit. And now sometimes we feel like we live in Russia because that has been an influence. That is what's going on. This is, remember the Mueller report. I won't get into it too much because I'm on YouTube, but I think you can follow the thread. I think you can see the similarities between Putin's war and what he's told the Russian people to justify invading a country, a sovereign nation with innocent people in a democracy. And the Russian people only have that propaganda to go on because they kicked out all the independent news. There was a lot of independent news, maybe not a lot, but there were several stations that mostly really young people, in their 20s, that got ousted, or they would have been, probably executed. So when we see in the shadow of what's going on with Putin's Russia, lying to the Russian people, and then, across the ocean, we see in America people at the, with the so-called leadership of a dangerous man, sociopathic murderer, I can't talk today, saying the same thing for 6 years now, and the people following suit saying there's election fraud. They're telling you that it's not safe to vote, that all the votes will be fraudulent, and it feels like we're in Russia a little bit. So I want to talk about it. I want to let you all know that you can join us on Tuesdays for our visualization meditation time, 20 on Tuesdays, where we visualize the America that we want to see and we create it with our minds. And it's not woo-woo, it's science. Send an email to annettedionpsychic@gmail.com and just type 20 in the subject line, and every single Tuesday you will receive a Zoom invite to join us for half an hour every Tuesday. To join Grassroots of Democracy, we're working hard. grassrootsofdemocracy@gmail.com, type AYE in the subject line, and you'll receive the Zoom invite for Thursday nights. Please join us. We can't just sit around and be worried about what is going to happen without participating and fighting back. There are a lot of organizations right now that are working extremely hard to save our democracy, and we need to join forces with them. And that's what we do at Grassroots of Democracy too, besides just being a like camaraderie, being in a space in a Zoom room where we can have camaraderie and we can talk about what's going on. You don't want to sit there and worry about things, okay? That's my little spiel. Let's get to the news. So speaking of news, yesterday I did a little field trip to Salem, Massachusetts, which is right down the road from me. And so I got some new cards. I don't know if you'll be able to see them very well, but I'm going to give them a shot tonight. You know, just to mix it up. I'll hold them up really close. I already have them upside down. Okay. All right, we'll see how this goes. Anyway, what I was showing you was, this is the Queen of Pentacles. I'm just showing you the cards. They're beautiful. This is a Llewellyn deck, which I didn't know they had, but you know, you go to Salem, you find everything witchy. The Llewellyn Tarot. I have the Llewellyn astrological calendar right over here on my wall, right next to Sadhguru. And by the way, the moon today, the sun's in Leo. The moon today is in Virgo. So what we're going to look at, I'm afraid to look at the midterms, but I'm going to take a peek at that. Can I just say, speaking of fascism, we need to make sure that Ron DeSantis doesn't set foot in the White House, because democracy will be over. We need to make sure that Donald J. Trump is thrown in jail and prevented, at the very least, prevented from ever running for office again. It is a hit on our psyches to have that man, who's responsible for a lot of death, still going around this country holding rallies. Having the Saudis who were responsible for 9/11, several of them, invited to his golf course. I shudder to think of what they talked about. Blatant, treasonous, traitor behavior. Dissing our democracy, violent rhetoric, bullying, continually. Promoting hatred, promoting vitriol and divisiveness. Let's see what's going to happen. I mean, it's enough to make you really very upset. Remember, Mary Trump, her book about her uncle, the subtitle was How America, created the most dangerous man, or something to that effect. The world's most dangerous man. We're looking at the climate in America right now. The Seven of Wands is our challenges. We have a lot of challenges right now. We have a lot of things. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm sorry I didn't come on Friday. Sometimes it just gets too hot. Today's a little better. There's actually a nice breeze coming in. The sun, there'll be a lot of illumination. So there'll be some good things that come to light, in the pretty near future, just about America this is. And the Judgment is the karma card. We're going to see more, I think this is DOJ stuff. So the state of America right now is we really are fighting hard. We really are struggling to put out all these fires, so to speak, which is probably a bad pun with all the fires going on. If you're a staunch Republican, change to a Democrat, because Republicans in office means game over for the planet. Speaking of fires and putting fires out. Some of you know, because you come to the meetings, that I've been alerting my hometown about the droughts that were coming and the danger that we're in and the way overdevelopment that's happening. Not anybody would listen to me at all. Letter in the paper and everything. And in my hometown, there's brush fires going on. Massachusetts has been struck with a terrible drought. Doing what I can to stop all this excess development because it's affecting our water supply. I'm sure that's going on somewhere, where you are. Because there's a lot of that going on. And I think it gets very disconcerting when you're an activist. And the thing is to keep it going. But just so you know, we're all human. And we will have times where we just go, I can't take it anymore. Nobody's doing anything about the problems. And then you get over it. You just keep going. So anyway, I'm going to look at I know I hate to look at her, but I want to look at Kirsten Sinema. The woman makes me so angry. And see if she's going to get this climate bill. I even forget what they call it now, but the climate bill is in it. Passed. They've named these things so many different. I'm doing the Chuck Schumer thing, I see. All right, the Four of Wands. The Four of Swords. All right, Kirsten Sinema looks like she's getting a little worn down. Trying to come up with made-up excuses as to why she won't support a bill. They're wearing her down. Somebody's wearing her down. The Four of Wands means kind of holding steady. Aren't these cards beautiful? I love them. I mean, I saw them on the shelf. I wasn't going to buy another tarot deck, and I saw them on the shelf, and I was like, I need those. And then, the witchy guy in the store was like, yes, you need those. Those are incredible. They sold themselves. Knight of Pentacles. It looks like that bill is going to pass. That has the climate change measures in it. Well, that's good news. I'm glad I came on so I can, feel better about things. Let's take a look at Ron DeSantis. I know I don't like to look at him either. Really remarkable. Really remarkable the summer that we're having. Look, I'm sweating. Can you tell? I'm sweating. It's a little cooler in here, but it is has been a hot summer, and I think that it's going to get really hot this week. So let's look at DeSantis. What's going to happen if he runs? What's going to happen if DeSantis throws his hat in the ring? We need to educate the American people, because I literally heard people in New Hampshire on the news saying, oh yeah, we'd vote for DeSantis. Have they been watching what he's doing to Florida? It is kind of a Mary Trump look, isn't it? People tell me that. It's the glasses. Okay, so this is the Two of Swords. There's going to be some problems coming up for DeSantis should he decide to throw his hat in the ring and run for president. Remember, the only reason somebody like Ron DeSantis would run for president is strictly for fascist power. That's a message that we have to get across. The Devil card. This is a Devil card in the traditional tarot. So he has only bad things in store for America. Ron DeSantis has only heinous things in store for America in his mind when he's thinking about running. The Strength card is pointing to the people that are backing him financially. That's interesting. I'm gonna pick two more cards about Ron DeSantis. So the guides are showing me DeSantis has got a lot of lawsuits being filed against him, and some corporation, somebody's pouring money into DeSantis's coffers. There's a Putin. Oh, I have a surprise for you. I found 3 out of 5 of my pendulums. Or did I have 4? I've recovered 3, and then I bought a new one. And this is from Salem. This is opalite. and some kind of jasper. Isn't that nice? So excited. When I need a little upliftment, I go witch shopping. I highly recommend it. I went with my niece. We had fun. It's always fun. I forgot what I was going to ask. Oh, is DeSantis linked in financially to Putin? It's giving me the runaround. It's giving me the runaround, and it's giving me the runaround to clear energy. So that's like, it's not going to tell me. It's probably protecting me. So this is so cool because it looks like it's glowing. See, especially with my black background. That's what I loved about it. It's opalite. We'll go back to it. We'll come back to it. If things look different, it's because I'm on my phone. I don't know if you notice. My iPads are giving me trouble. Don't ask. Anyway, let's look at the primaries. We have bona fide MAGA Trumpsters, election deniers that want to oust Joe Biden. Joe Biden has done so much heavy lifting for this country. It's really unbelievable how much he's done. And we have people running in these primaries that hate democracy and want to take Joe Biden and all the Democrats down. Violently, some of them. So what I want to look at is the dude, Greiton is his name. Anyway, the one who had an ad where he was like acting like he was part of a SWAT team, and they were going in and pretending that they were rhino hunting, looking for Republicans in name only, which would really mean looking for Republicans to shoot with AR-15s. In the ad, this is what he depicted. So his ad to get people to vote for him was, let's shoot the people who basically are the people that believe in democracy. Greiton is his name. And he's got all kinds of cases against him from women whom he really has abused, including, I think, a wife. It's very disturbing that people would vote for these kinds of people. I mean, I hate to say this, and I'm just going to say it really quickly. If these people get elected into office, it's our own damn fault for not participating and making sure that they don't get into office, because these people are murderers. Carrie Lake in Arizona, not saying she's murderous, but that woman would stab you in the back as soon as you turn around. I'm just saying, that's my impression. Not literally, you know what I mean. It's a bless your heart kind of thing. I'm saying too much. All right, what am I looking at? Oh, the Greiton. The dude that had the ad about shooting, going rhino hunting. Glorifying weapons of war. I'm telling you, it's the stuff of Al-Qaeda. I have the Tower card for him. I have the Justice card. He's in trouble. The 9 and 1s. Yeah, okay, so Greiton, the women abuser and the rhino hunter, is not going to make it. Phew. Let's ask about Carrie Lake. That woman is very, very, very dangerous. I'm not sure the pendulum's going to work. It's getting used to me. I might just go in circles. Is Carrie Lake going to win in Arizona? It doesn't look like she will. Okay, well, we'll test. This is a good test for the pendulum. Doesn't look like Carrie Lake is going to win in Arizona. I think she's in Arizona, right? Yeah. Yes. It's hard to keep track of everything. In Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer is facing Tudor Dixon. What a strange name. In Michigan. Okay, let's see what's going to happen in that race. I see threats of violence. Remember, Gretchen Whitmer was the one that almost got kidnapped by the white supremacists. That was prior to January 6th. The rumblings of white supremacist terrorism they're not even just rumblings anymore. They're right in front of us. Anyway, Gretchen Whitmer, it looks like after a little bit of a tough fight, the Queen of Pentacles. That looks like a win for Gretchen and Michigan. The Three of Wands, with a lot of work, a lot of laying down. I guess she's probably laid the groundwork for a win. So it looks like, I mean, she's worked hard for Michigan. So that looks positive for her. All right. Let's take a look at Donald Trump, who had the Saudi prince. I don't know if the Saudi prince was there. I shudder to think if he was there. Bin Salman, who ordered the violent, unspeakable death of Khashoggi. And Trump's just like, oh yeah, well, the Saudis, 9/11, their connection to 9/11. No biggie. And people want this man to run for president? Good Lord. I shudder to think of what they talked about on the golf course. My fan broke. I can tell. I need to get another fan. This is Trump, between a rock and a hard place. The January 6th committee is building such a strong case against him. And the Ace of Swords, this indicates truth. Truth prevailing over Trump. Okay, that's what I have for you there. And you heard the one about him wanting to make his golf course in New Jersey supposedly a cemetery because Ivana was buried there. So he wants to make the Bedminster golf course not taxable because his ex-wife is now buried there. Why would you want to be buried in a golf course? Did she have that in her will? That's a good question. Was it in Ivana's will that she wanted to be buried at a golf course? No. That's interesting. Is she gonna haunt him? That's interesting. That's a big yes. Ivana Trump is going to haunt her ex-husband for using her body as a pawn. Her dead body buried at his golf course. That is just bizarre. That's like out of some kind of bad horror movie. I'm telling you. Let's ask the cards. Is Ivana going to wreak havoc with Donald J. Trump's life? I like that question. Let us see. There he is, the king. That seems like one of his sons. And this is Ivana's ghost. Looks like yes. She's gonna haunt him. Yep. I dropped a card. And the card that I dropped is the Two of Pentacles. It's a balancing act for Donald Trump. Okay, so interesting. Let's take a look at Texas and see what's going on in Texas. Let's take a look at the power in Texas, because I really am feeling a blackout. The hot weather is going to continue. We're only at August 1st. The hot weather is going to continue. Global climate change continues to wreak havoc with our towns and cities. And I do feel the power going out in Texas. I'm just doing 3 cards for the, the state of Texas. What's going on? The state, like the condition, and the state. 5 of Wands, Texas is going to be extremely challenging. Yeah. The Fool, that's Greg Abbott. Barely holding on. Texas is going to be barely holding on to the power grid. Like hanging by their fingers. Not easy. Not easy, that's for sure. Let's look at the abortion situation. Just unspeakable abortion bans. Let's hope they don't go to burqas next. I wish I was kidding. Abortion bans. Let's just look at how bad it's going to get with these abortion bans. That's pretty bad. This is the abortion bans. This is the Christian nationalist extremist church rules the state. Like Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene style. There's no separation between church and state. I don't know what kind of church they call themselves anyway. It's heinous. It's the heinous church. It's the church of heinousness. Yes, this is about the abortion bans. Women absolutely suffering, women dying. The pain is just... No wonder we're all freaking out. There's going to be a lot of action taken, a lot of legal action taken. We're going to see court case after court case after court case after court case of people suing the states for the death of their loved one, of the women who are going to die because of this abortion ban. And that includes women who have complications in pregnancy. It's really unbelievable. And there's 2 8s there. I'm seeing that as 8 different states. And temperance, we have to not give up. We have to hang in there. We have to keep up the fight. It's going to be just kind of a balancing act for a bit. I don't think that this is going to, the abortion bans are going to last years. I don't get that. I get that it's going to get so complicated that these Republicans are going to have to, not out of compassion or anything, but these Republicans are going to have to pull it back because it's just going to be so unpopular. But also I see changes in the Supreme Court. There's a few things. I see a lot of these horrifying abortion bans where women are ending up dying being the case. And I see a lot of the Republicans that are in on these abortion bans some of them being complicit in January 6th. I know it doesn't seem like there's a connection, but a lot of them were complicit in January 6th. So because people get in trouble, so-called leaders get in trouble, the abortion ban kind of weakens. I see it getting wobbly and crumbling, like the Tower card. It's just going to be several months of oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like we don't have enough oh my god news. It's going to be even more oh my god news. So much in the news is infuriating. So you've got to give yourself time to laugh and to dance and to play music and to have a great time too. So you can keep going, right? Schedule a vacation. I scheduled a vacation. I'll tell you more about that later. I mean, another day. I'll probably still do videos because I'd be bored. I think. Depends on the Wi-Fi connection. Not for a few weeks. Anyway, let's see. So, in the bill, the Democrats are trying to pass the veterans. There was compensation for veterans for medical treatment for veterans who have suffered. Can you imagine? I mean, I can't imagine. It's so infuriating that the Republicans think it's a really cool thing for them not to support our veterans. I don't recognize this country anymore. I don't. I don't. I'm glad that I saw America as a wonderful place, relatively wonderful place. I know we're not saints or anything. A relatively good place for democracy. Until now. And we have to keep it. We have to keep it. Okay, so anyway, these Republicans that voted against helping our veterans who gave life and limb. These Republicans who voted down helping them with funding. As if they have to tighten their purse strings to feed, the Republicans. As if, oh, no, we can't help the veterans because we have to tighten our purse strings because our families are starving and we don't have health care. No, that's not the case for the Republicans. The cruelty is the point. Let's all understand they're working really hard to out-cruel one another. Love is more powerful than this crap. Don't forget it. We have to put it into action. Do not go back to sleep. Be woke. Seriously. Seriously. We don't have the t-shirts yet, but we're working on t-shirts that say, we offer kind energy. Woke. Be proud if you're kind. Be proud to be kind. It's nice to be nice. The Republicans that voted against helping the veterans. I dropped another card. They're a little slippery. When you first get cards, they're very slippery. And then I have some decks that are like sandpaper. The Republicans are going to... A lot of veterans will be suffering. They're going to be the cause of a lot of veterans really, really, really suffering. The Lover card, the American people are going to rally to help the veterans. The Tower card, this is really going to be very, very, very bad for the Republicans. That they're taking away veterans. They're not helping the veterans. These injuries, these conditions happened because they went to fight for democracy, for this country. Anyway, it's not good for the Republicans. It does look like the veterans will be helped. In the end, the veterans will be helped. Let's just use my trusty new pendulum. Are the Republicans going to do well in the midterms? Are the Republicans going to do well in the midterms? It doesn't want to tell me. I got to listen to the pendulum. It knows what I better not know. Doesn't mean it's bad. It's just like, it's just kind of saying it's yet to be determined. So that means we're on a trajectory that we can change. If it's a bad trajectory, we can change it. Are more Republicans going to win the primaries? I'm getting a no on that. I'm getting a no on more Republicans and Democrats winning the midterms. The midterms. No, okay. John Fetterman is sweeping the floor with Dr. Oz. Tim Ryan, I think, is doing pretty well, too. Raphael Warnock. Oh, am I channeling? That's the last time I came on was that channeling. Was it Martin Luther King talking about Raphael Warnock? I have to go back and listen to that channeling. I really barely remember any of it. It was fun, though. My Wi-Fi just kept conking out. Pretty funny. And that wasn't just happening for me. It was happening for a lot of people. I need to not take technology personally. Let's see. What else? If I had you on live, I would ask you all what you want to know. I'm not going to stay too terribly long because I'm sweating. Joe Biden and the Democrats, are the Democrats going to get their messaging together? We really have to brainwash people in the direction of truth. Let's see. Are the Democrats going to get their messaging together? Well, there's going to be a lot of emotional things for the Democrats to draw on in terms of getting the clear message across what we're up against. Seven of Pentacles, it looks like yes, I see money pouring in. And the Six of Wands. I do feel like the Democrats are getting their messaging together. You know, just like justice, it takes time. It takes time. We'll pick a few cards about Merrick Garland and the DOJ. I guess somebody got sentenced to 7 years in prison for an insurrectionist who was going after wanted to shoot Pelosi in the head. I think Nancy Pelosi is in Taiwan right now. It's hard to keep track. I'm pretty sure she went. I think she'll be fine. I think it's going to be a quick trip. Remember how they just went in and out of Ukraine? Like, even Mitch McConnell went there. It's like almost like an afternoon trip and then back. I think the Taiwan trip is going to be really quick. Merrick Garland, the DOJ. See, the January 6th committee was keeping us kind of going, like, oh, good, the evidence is coming out. And now that they're on hiatus, we get a little nervous, I'm telling you. DOJ. They're working ferociously around the clock. That's what I get. The Secret Service and all that, they were so complicit in the insurrection. Just unbelievable. The DOJ. Holding steady. The Department of Justice holding steady. King of Wands. Here's Merrick Garland. I see Merrick Garland solid as a rock. And the Queen of Wands, that looks like Fani Willis. They're working. They're working on it. They are working on it. Is Merrick Garland reluctant to indict Donald Trump? Oh, it's doing it again. I have to listen to the pendulum. If the guides don't want me to know, I can't really argue with them. Hang on. Okay, the Five of Swords fell, and that means it's touchy. It's very touchy. But I don't get that he's not gonna get in trouble. I'm telling you, they're slippery. The Judgment card is coming up. That's karma. Bad karma coming for Trump. He makes me nervous. Trump makes me nervous. It makes me nervous that Trump is still out there. Because he could be talking to Putin. He could be talking to the prince, the Saudi prince, bin Salman. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. I said I was going to go early, and I'm going for 45 minutes, it looks like. I remember being in church, and the ladies would get their bulletins, and they would fan I fan my tarot cards. Is Donald Trump talking to our enemies? Let's just ask the question, is he talking to our enemies? He's a little bit over. Donald Trump is a little done. He's a little bit done. Four of Swords, he's kind of wiped out. Not really. I feel like the others, other countries, the dictators are kind of done with him. And the Three of Cups is we're kind of celebrating. They're kind of done with him. They don't feel like he's useful anymore. He was only useful to them when he was president. And the insurrection didn't work. That was, pushed by Putin. Did I just say that? Uh-huh. Yes, he was all over it. His fingerprints were all over it. The Secret Service. Complicit. The guys just said complicit. Yeah, well, we know they were complicit. The text messages. Let's take a look of. I've been getting all along the text messages will be found, or at least enough text messages that they tell the story. Secret Service and the text messages. I'm telling you, if you really look at it, there's so many things that are making us feel unsafe right now. I'm not saying that we're unsafe, but there are so many things making us feel unsafe, like the Secret Service was corrupt. Members of the Secret Service were in on taking down our country. Because they're Trump appointed. Anyway. We'll be okay. Don't you worry your little head. Just get involved. Well, what was the question? It's about world leaders. These cards are all saying, you know, like keeping our balance, being in a kind of a tight spot, kind of a position where it feels like we're kind of, you know, what do we do? The Two of Pentacles, we're keeping it in balance. The Three of Wands indicates a time that we're looking at all this difficulty as something in the past. So that's good. And before I go, I am going to get a new fan. I mean, I had it on the other day and it just all of a sudden just stopped working. It was used. I picked it up on the side of the road somewhere a while back. Anyway, I got a lot of good use out of it for free. Let's see. Global climate change. Please send money to the people in Kentucky. They have had a horrible flooding. I meant to look that up. I'll look it up and I'll put a link below. Weather. Five of Cups. Devastation and destruction. Case made for global climate change initiatives. This is pointing to the bill passing, the climate bill, and the strength. America is still strong. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by the fools. Just get involved. Okay? If you'd like to book a reading, it's annettedionpsychic@gmail.com. I have room. I'm not booked solid. I have plenty of room if you want to book a reading. annettedionpsychic@gmail.com. That goes straight to my assistant and he'll book you a session. And also, please watch Church of Spirituality. I do want to break 1,000 views. Church of Spirituality has a lot of really good uplifting messages, and the whole thing is channeled. And it's free. So please watch, and thank you for those that do. Our meditation tomorrow, annettedion7@gmail.com, and type 20 in the subject line. Thank you for hanging in there with me tonight. I'll try not to be so scarce, so I'll come back more frequently. Wednesday night with Corey, I think we're doing it separate. My office to his porch. So that's the way it is. This is Annette Dion. Have a good night. Namaste. Love you all. Bye.